Hi, it's Chica. Today I'm going to show you how I pack and ship my delicate, altered, precious moments. In case you've missed it, I've been altering precious moments into fun new characters. Sometimes I sell the finished piece, which means it has to get shipped through the mail. The shipping process can be quite hazardous, so when I've got pieces with little items that might get damaged in the mail, I take special care and attention to make sure I pack them as safely as possible. I'm going to show you my favorite techniques and best practices for packing and shipping these delicate items so that they have the best chance of arriving unhurt. Okay, this is the piece we're going to be packing. I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Good methods, bad methods. I picked a nice delicate one here that's got, this could possibly break off. It's a pretty good delicate piece. This is what we're going to give the full treatment and pack correctly. A lot of you, your first reaction might be, let me find the smallest box possible that this might fit in. Yes, this can fit in here, right? It's got room, but this is actually the worst box that you could put this in because look at the thickness. You see how this box is barely even thicker than the piece itself? If you put this in this box and this box gets any sort of squishing pressure this way, this piece is going to get crushed. I've seen it. You've all seen it a million times. Do not use a box this small. It is no good. You might also be tempted to go for the USPS priority mail boxes. This is a medium flat rate box. It's a good size. There's plenty of room in here for this. Here's the problem with this one. The medium flat rate box is going to cost you, at this time, currently with the prices, about $18 if you pay for it retail, maybe as low as $14 or $15 if you get a discounted shipping method. This is a great box, but the price is going to be way more than you want to pay to ship one little item. Priority mail was kind of a requirement before when first class mail would only go up to 1 pound. But now that you can get USPS Ground Advantage that can handle more than 1 pound with insurance, priority mail, it's probably not the way you want to go. Certainly not one of these boxes. So this one is out. That leaves us with just a regular old cardboard box. Start saving them from all of your deliveries that you get. This is a great size for this piece. It's plenty bigger than the piece that way. It's plenty deeper than the piece this way. There's lots of extra space around here. This is a perfect size box for this. So how are we going to pack this piece to make it safe to go in this box? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say bubble wrap. Well, yes and no. Here's some standard bubble wrap. It's great. It's tiny. You might save pieces. Here's some big giant bubble wrap with bigger bubbles. You might even save packing foam from different packages. Bubble wrap's a good idea, certainly better than tissue, but let me show you possibly why bubble wrap can be a problem. If I were to just wrap this piece in bubble wrap, around and around, like this, as I'm wrapping around and trying to make this tight, what I'm probably accidentally doing is squeezing this really hard and just applying pressure around and around. That little fragile piece in there, if I apply too much pressure, it could still break. There's still only padding around everything when you do bubble wrap. You're not supporting inside. Remember, this piece, the bubble wrap's not going in here. It's not supporting in between and around little things. So bubble wrap, great idea, but no. How can we do this and take it one step better than bubble wrap? Take a look at this. This is little teeny tiny foam pellets. They are maybe a ½ an inch or less. They're squishy little foam pieces. It's a polystyrene foam. It weighs almost nothing and it's teeny tiny and it can fit in between all of those little crevices. But we're not just going to put it in a box of this. We're actually going to go one better. I'm going to start with a plastic zip top bag. This is a nice large bag. I think this one's maybe 10 by 12. You can use a gallon-sized bag, whatever works for your piece. I've got a scoop here. I'm going to take some of this stuff and put a nice layer of it in the bottom of my bag. Just, a couple of inches down in the bottom, okay? Then I'm going to take my super fragile piece and I'm going to put it in the bag and rest it right on top. These foam pellets are down on the bottom. They're down on the bottom and they're around the sides of the piece and it's sitting on a good bed of that. Now I'm going to take a whole bunch more, and I'm going to just fill like a snow globe and just fill this entire bag. As I do this, give it a couple little shakes, and all of those little pieces of foam are going to nestle down right in between every single one of those cracks and crevices. Get that bag full tight. And yes, this is a little messy, but it's worth it. Actually, that was not full enough. Let's get a little bit more in there. You really want that as full as it can be. Again, give it some shakes, wiggle that stuff down in there, press it, squish it.
Hey, while I'm doing this, have you liked this video yet? Please do, I'd really appreciate it.
There we go. If it's hard to close, that means you've got just the right amount in there. Okay, now look what I have here. I have that piece completely surrounded in all directions, in between, under and around, in foam that's practically custom shaped to fit that piece. I feel very confident that this is going nowhere. And not only have I patted this in all directions, I did not apply any wrapping pressure to get there. The pieces are still protected inside of there with no pressure in any direction. By the way, I'm going to put a link below to these little foam pellets so that you know exactly what to get. They may look like beanbag filler, and sometimes they are called that, but do not buy typical beanbag filler. Those pieces are way too small. They will be a static electricity nightmare. This is the size you want. I will link to this exact thing below to make sure that you get the right thing, because this is a reasonable size. It's smaller than styrofoam peanuts, which are too large for this purpose, and it's bigger than those teeny tiny microscopic foam pellets that you get in bean bags. This is exactly what you want. Okay, now that we have our nice cushioned all the way around pillow, this is going to go into our box. And we found a box that was perfectly sized for this. So we put this down in our box and let's see how it fits. Let's see how much room we have. Okay, we've actually still got a good amount of room here. One thing you want to keep in mind when you are shipping fragile items, never have extra room in the box. Never. If you do, this thing is going to move around in the box and shake when it turns. Never ever have extra space. So since this box is a little larger than we need, I'm going to go back over there on the floor and pick up all of that bubble wrap that I threw away. All right, let's take this piece back out, because if we're going to pat it, we might as well do it from both sides. So here's my big giant bubble wrap. And remember, this layer is not necessarily protecting the piece, it's filling the space to keep the piece from moving around. That is your important part here. Now we're going to put our nice cushioned piece down in here, and then another piece of this on top. Oh, that's perfect. And now our box is full. If you can see, there's no extra space in there. I'm going to close this up nice and tight. Oh, that might, yep, perfect, nice and tight. I'm going to close this up. Put some tape on there. I'm going to tape this box up nicely. So let's recap. What do we have here? We have that little tiny Precious Moments piece inside of its own custom foam pellet bag, packed in here with no room. There's nothing shaking in here. I have complete confidence that this thing is not going to move around in the box. But guess what? I'm not done. I don't have confidence that this box will survive the delivery process. So, this box. That's right, we're going to do 2 boxes. This box is going to go inside of this box. Now, you want this outer box to have at least a couple of inches on all sides, top and bottom, and this definitely fits the bill. One thing you do want to be careful of, you don't want this box to be too large, because it's going to then affect your shipping costs. Certainly don't have any of your dimensions be over 20 inches, 22 in particular for USPS. UPS will do a dimensional weight, which means the larger the box is, the more they will charge. USPS does usually a just weight-based measurement, unless you're over 20 inches. So try to keep it less than 20 inches if you can. So this is going to go in here, but what did I tell you? Never ever have empty space in a box so that this can rattle around. So we need to fill that, so I'm going back to the bubble wrap. All right, so let's make this inner box secure in our outer box. We're going to start with more of this giant bubble wrap that I happen to have. I save everything that comes from any package that I ever get ordering online If you don't order a lot, tell all of your friends and family. They will start saving for you, no problem. I'm gonna put this down in here. Oh, that's nestled in there nicely. You've seen these a million times, right? These are also great for filling this space all the way around. What's important here is you want a nice cushion all the way around that box so that no matter what this box encounters during its travels, it's going to be okay. Yeah, I'm pushing it in there hard and I'm getting in there tight because that is what it needs. All right. See that? That box is not moving in there. Top it off with more of this giant bubble wrap here. There we go. This is when, if you were sending this as an order, maybe put a little nice note or card or packing slip in here. But for now, we're just going to fold this up and tape it shut just like we did before. Okay, this is all packaged up and it's very light because it's mostly just cardboard packing material and one figurine inside. But I'm telling you, no damage is going to happen to this. I feel super confident. Do you want to know how confident I am? Let's go test it. It is time for me to put my money where my mouth is. This is the box that we just packed up, right? You just saw me pack it. How confident am I that this is going to survive? Well, I'm outside and we're going to mimic the worst thing that could possibly happen to this while it's being shipped. Let's suppose, I don't know, it gets dropped. Do you trust your packing enough to know that if you drop it, it's going to be okay? By the way, I'm going to do all of this without stopping the film so that you know I am not cheating. This is the box. Now I'm going to drop it on its end. That time it landed on its corner a little bit. I'm going to shake it. I might even kick it. What do you say? Anything else? What if I did this? Do you think that's enough? Do you think this proves? Let's try one more. What if I bang it on the floor? Okay, now, I just beat the heck out of this thing. Is this piece inside okay? Let's see. We have our outer box. Again, I'm not going to stop the film because I want you to see this entire thing. You remember all of this, right? Remember we packed this? Here's our inner box. There's that inner box that we packed. Let's cut that open. By the way, there's no damage to this box because the outer box protected it. All right, here's this one. Remember, we packed this with this green. Remember this, all right? Look how perfect that still looks. You think it's still in one piece? Let's see. Going to open it. Now, I've got my box here that I'm gonna dump this into so that you can see. There's the piece in there. Let's grab it. Look at that. Perfect. No damage, not a single thing broken. I'd say it's a pretty good shipping method, wouldn't you? Okay, I hope I've proven my case here that this shipping method works really well. Remember, I will link to these amazing little foam balls down below so that you can find them. And thank you so much for watching. And if you want to stay tuned to more of our altered moments, please go join our Facebook group. Follow us here. Follow us on all the socials at Chica and Joe. And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future super awesome project ideas. Thanks, I'll see you later.